Hello, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video where we bring you stocks based on specific technical price patterns, which we're going to dive into and explain in just a moment. As always, these videos are sponsored by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas and these trade setups off of their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So let's jump right into today's trade ideas. We've got about half on the long side, half on the short side, and basically the way these work is we have a handful of different criteria pre-built, and we are going to just show you some of the results. There's a lot more results, but we sort of cherry pick some of the ones that look interesting on both the long and short side. The first one that we're going to jump into today is HZNP. This comes from our fresh breakout scan. This scan here is a momentum scan. It looks for these tight consolidations. So basically, if you look here, you can see over the past 5-6 trading sessions here, it's had these very tight sort of range or consolidation, and you can see it's actually breaking through this or attempting to break through this right now. So HZNP hitting our breakout scan list here, nice open gap in play, this longer term base, and if we zoom out here, very strong uptrend and at all-time highs. So I like this setup a lot for you momentum traders. Take a look at this name. Number two is PETQ. So this is PetIQ, and this is hitting right now just our bullish engulfing scan. So if we look here, this is a single pattern scan, single candlestick pattern scan. We do a little different spin on ours, or we add a little more sort of weight of the evidence, if you will. When we do our bullish engulfing scans, we like to see that there is a sort of a recently oversold sort of signal. In this case, it's been down several days in a row, and it is actually sort of transitioning back. It is trying to, engulf the prior day's bar to the opposite direction and start a trend in the opposite direction. That's kind of the genesis, the reason where, kind of engulfing bars, I think really in their true definition come from. And we try and incorporate that a little bit there. The interesting thing about PetIQ is, PetQ is the ticker, PetIQ is the name. The interesting thing about this one is this is a current long holding of ours. We actually bought this on the open with our Merlin trading strategy for entirely different reasons. So this has gone on to have a bullish engulfing bar. That was totally unknown and not in our analysis for purchasing this stock. But as of this morning, I don't know what the exact fill was. It was basically the opening print here at 28.98 is where we got invested, or we got long this stock, and our hold time or outlook here is certainly beyond just a couple of days. It's a move back up into the mid 30s or so. So PetQ, we have a long position in this, and it is signaling on a separate bullish engulfing scan as of the time of recording this video. So those are two sort of individual scans there. The other scan, which is a little bit different, is GMAB. This is the first name on this scan, and this is what we call our gap down recovery scan. And what this scan looks for are stocks that generally speaking have been in a longer term uptrend, are gapping down on the session, and are proceeding to sort of rally. They're not necessarily, they could still be down on the day, so you can see GMAB is down 6% here, but notice it opened at $34. It's trading currently just under 36, so there's been some good buying pressure in this rally here. So these big gap downs give you clues as to what the real supply and demand dynamics are, and GMAB hitting our gap down recovery scan at this time. There's lots of ways to trade this. This can be traded as an intraday scan. It can be traded as a gap fill type of target scan. There's lots of ways to sort of use this one. The other stock that's hitting this gap down recovery scan. This one here is much more of a smaller sort of gap down, but is INO. And this one here, you could see gapped open on the day down at $16.17. There's been some buying pressure here. It's trying to, get back in and fill this gap. You could arguably say that it already did fill this gap intraday. But this one here is another one that hit that scan. This is also a position of ours too. So this is a name that we've had we own in our Merlin trading strategy. We, I believe, picked it up in this consolidation here. So we were initially pretty wrong on this, picking it up in the low or mid 611s, and we did suffer a multi-day pullback after that. And then this thing just came roaring back to the upside. If you look at where it's rallied from its lows to the highs here, this is up 110% in about a week's worth of trading, which is pretty incredible. So we did hit our first profit target in here, and we still have half a position on, and we're just continuing to sit in this position, but hitting our gap down recovery scan, and we own this in our Merlin trading strategy for different reasons. So those are a couple of ideas on the long side there, a little bit of a different look here at some of those scans than usual. Let's move it to the sell side, to the bear side. You can see there's lots of names on these different scans that I'm showing on the left, but we're just going to pick a couple of them. So let's see, what is this? VKTX. So VKTX here, this is hitting, I think hitting multiple scans, but at a minimum, it's hitting the bearish engulfing scan. So this opened above yesterday's body high, or closing price, that is. And it is clearly kind of selling off and engulfing yesterday's price action. I believe this is also coming on a pullback type scan here, where we have this strong impulse leg down. We have this 30% rally or so, and then it is rolling back over. There's a lot of overhead supply here, so I like this as a potential short candidate here. Biotech's been pretty strong, so I don't love the sector of trying to short things in this sector, but if you need a hedge or you're looking to be very tactical, there's some potential here. VKTX, you can see as it kind of rallied back to the bottom end of this range, and it is rolling right back over. So keep that one on your watch list. Again, something that I really wouldn't necessarily want to overstay my welcome here without managing risk pretty tightly. CAG, so this one here is also on the bearish engulfing list. So you can see it opened above yesterday's closing high and body, and it is below the open of yesterday's range, and it is clearly selling off. It had a big impulse leg down. It had this weak sort of bear flag type of look. So again, this one's sort of working on multiple levels here, where it is a pretty weak stock. It certainly sold off, broke trend, and now looks like it is threatening to sort of roll back over here. So CAG, like this one on technical weakness. MTSI. So all these are going to have pretty similar looks. That's what I like about these scans. They are sort of identifying the weakest, things that have broken trend on multiple levels, putting in very weak bounces here, or just, quite frankly, look like they are heavy. And this is showing up here. I think this is technically our tight lows scan that this is showing up on right now. And a tight lows scan is basically looking at this, all really tight in here. And what it's saying is this is potentially your breakdown level, your momentum breakdown level that you want to be paying attention to in an already sort of weak stock. So that's what this is looking at. VG is another one here. Again, you've got this cluster of lows all kind of being put in at this $10 and $10.03 level. And it is sort of identifying this, again, weak stock, heavy price action, and a clear sort of action area. Last but not least, wow, GoPro, I haven't looked at this one forever. You can see this one here got a clear sort of bear flag type of pattern. It's been, kind of trending in the other direction now. It broke trend, and it is looking pretty weak here. You can see you got this kind of bear flag or a little rising wedge or something that can break down from, but GPRO looking weak and looking like it could be a short candidate. Again, all of these names and all of these setups, they need to be managed by you. So, and most of these haven't triggered yet, right? So if this doesn't end up triggering, if we see some type of reversal, then there's no trade on, and this basically speaks to all of these setups. There are good technical patterns to keep an eye on right now, and then you as the trader need to sort of follow through, execute, manage risk appropriately from this video forward. So hopefully you found something interesting. We looked at a bunch of different setups there. We've got a couple of positions ourselves in some of these long stocks that we talked about in PETQ and INO. And yeah, I think that gives you some pretty good looks, different looks there. If you have any questions, if you got different stocks that you're looking at today, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear them. I'm always interested in what traders are looking at, finding interesting, seeing some success with. So leave a comment below. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Every Wednesday we do trade ideas like this. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date, or follow us at thetraderisk.com. We'll see you back here on Friday for our long-form market analysis video. Take care.